Come back.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of Papio nuts and all.
What do you expect? Farmers are abandoning their fields and traders their roots. Most of what we have now comes from here in the hideaway.
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts? I've never had anything so delicious.
Canva lost? It can't be true.
I'm sorry. Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for our lesson today?
What a wonderful idea, Jocelyn. Let's do just that.
How was she? The Enterprise.
With Canva in the hands of Akashic, we'll need to find another port. Preferably one as well hidden as the ironworks.
Don't tell me.
Oh no, we still got plenty of that left. I'm working on bringing another one of the Chief's designs. It's got a reverberatory hood over the top for additional thermal amplification and a system of recipient. Let's just say it gets very blimmin' hot. A heck of a lot hotter than anything Blackthorn's got in his forge. Only mithril engines get hot trap and... Oh, we've got a couple of examples here.
More fallen. So this smelter is similar to the mithril engine in...
That's right. They're a bit... And what's more, there's one and... Build it.
The people of Armor might not have been the friendliest sorts, but they didn't deserve this. Not that the Aether cares. It springs up wherever it likes. Nowadays that seems to be all over. Mind how you go, Sid. There's a Akashic about.
Damn it. The whole village is turned.
I'll need to deal with these ones first. To find this spherical echo. This is it. Right then. Just two more to find. Two down, one to go.
Do you see anything you like? You've a keen eye. I doubt you'll get more than that in the capital. And a fine, fine day to you.
Why, your storm is...
That's all of them.
Come back.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of Papio nuts and all.
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts? I've never had anything so delicious.
Canva lost? It can't be true.
Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for our lesson today?
What a wonderful idea, Jocelyn. Let's do just that.
How was she? The Enterprise, I mean.
Ah,
Good.
oh. May I present to you the Telemon Furnace?
She's a beauty.
You saved my bacon again, Sid, and I ain't about to let your good deed go.
It's fine, really. My bags.
Oh, don't say that.
You could just buy me a bigger.
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. And I reckon it's a metal spot is the... So?
It's... Thank you, Owen.
Shh. Don't mention it. And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Can't think of any right now, but... That's on me. One day...
Well.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Come again. I may have more for you. Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them. It's a wonder they can still walk.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of pep.
Aye, it's a dangerous world. It'd better all be here. And how were you gonna carry all that? You'll not find a better price than that.
What do you recommend?
Guardians of the Flame were true friends to the rest. They fought our enemies, manned our barricades, joined us on our patrols. Now they're gone, I suppose it's back to double shifts.
Ah, Clive, I was just about to send for you. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up. Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing their own food. I'll keep providing them with whatever they need in the meantime, of course. But if Eastpool's going to survive, it's got to be able to fend for itself. As of those poor bearers, they've lived their whole lives in servitude. But now they're their own masters. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. So it's up to us to teach. And if you're wondering why you, well... the Wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports, Sir Wade.
All right.
Thank, there.
Gizal greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they fill a hole. Better that than something that'll wither away at first frost. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool back on its feet, I mean all of us. They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right and they're just about bearable.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. And if he don't, well, I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
heard the Guardians saying we're supposed to grow our own food.
The victuals Martha sends us are more than enough for me.
Can't help thinking it would be quicker and easier to take care of the repairs ourselves than explaining all the ins and outs to the bearers. At this rate, only the Founder knows when we'll be finished.
These bearers listen to instructions well enough, but leave them to their own devices and they hardly lift a finger. So long as Martha keeps sending us supplies, it doesn't matter too much. But we can't live off her charity all our lives.
Ah, what brings you to Eastpool? A delivery from... These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields, but they'd long since gone to seed. Only without the seed. Martha was hoping you might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend the... so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves. Bearers and Guardians alike. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in. They're coming, so wait, all of them.
Damn it all, I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
A Kashek, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend the village, but...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements...
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers?
So wait. You said they...
You're right, I will... My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter. To serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. We will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool!
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me?
Lord Rossfield,
So what's the plan of action?
we'll divide our forces into several small... Upon it, I fight with...
The sound, I'd say,
Ha!
Sir, wait!
Then you know what you must do. We work together, each for his... We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes. I will not let this village fall. Vogel, kill! It's over! Vogel, kill! Muhammad! Waken winds! Sick 'em! Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield! Change...
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resist. I could, or...
No. Let you stay here too, Sir Wade. I'll go after the curl. Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If you're may the founder...
I'll build a barricade so sturdy, even abandoned.
Yeah! Good girl.
Can hardly make out a blooming thing.
There it is. With me, Torgal.
All right. Back to Eastpool.
Lord Rossfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. We were able to eradicate the... I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all... I hesitate to say it, but...
I think it might.
We saved Thank you.
No, you...
We never know.
Forgive us, but there's no... We're free. We have to fight to...
And we shall. We all... This is our home. And if anyone or any...
They'll have us.
Come on, then.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. Your father took pity on the bearers, and I believe if he were still with us today...
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can. After all, this is my home now, too. And I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if
I think you'll find it's Eastpudlian, Sir Wade. But I'll have to pull my weight, too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course. And us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember clearing the goblins from the Stillwind marshes? There's one sight that I shall never forget. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy, but every time I would think to be a sheep. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria...
Thank you. I know the rest of the world will be safe in yours. Thank you again for all you have done for me and mine, my lord. You may rest assured that Eastpool will be safe in my hands. Thanks to you.
The hero It's lucky you came by when you did, eh? Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved East.
I just did what I could.
And it's only right that you get rewarded for it. Take it before I change my mind.
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back on and a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearer, though I suppose, bearers, knows as I am.
I take it you didn't always...
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how he came to meet me. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful, anyway. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers was right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need...
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, he certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed, but the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
There were ghosts at the gates not days ago, and now you'd have us believe they're just gone?
I would. And I'd thank you to trust us. Unless you fancy picking up a sword yourself.
Those things I said before about not being able to fight.
You didn't mean them. I know. That's not the man you are. The man I love.
So many were injured. Only by the grace of the goddess did so few succumb to their wounds.
Oh, Clive, my wards and I may soon be without...
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders. Second only to his Radiance at the head of, not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by...
And what does he want with North?
He wants to transform it into a foundation upon which to build a new... He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall be afforded the respect they deserve in his empire.
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to discourage him from this folly. But for whatever reason...
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him, the soldiers...
How? By speaking out against one of the most powerful men in Sambra, a man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. The Duke, no. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the support of his men. But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have little appetite.
Who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal to the Duke on my behalf for your services to Northreach? And unlike Philippe, well...
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
Tell me then. Where will... In the garrison?
Overseeing the troops.
All right. I may have met this Duke before. At the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
It's heartening to see that the Guard have rediscovered their purpose. I just hope they don't do anything stupid. We've lost enough people to those things.
Halt. Oh, sorry about that. You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you. Wait here. I'll go.
So, and I shall see it reap. But
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town, with Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twin. Plans are already under... Soon enough.
I fear you underestimate how Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to...
The people will do as their... If Sandbreck is to be rebuilt, one whose authority is beyond... That is why this... So that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid.
I suspect that...
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later. The citizens revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
As long as you remain, the Vale will see to your needs.
You needn't fret. The creatures have been dealt with.
Yeah, but what if they come back? Is there anything we can do to help?
All right there.
Just your opinion, actually. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Not much. None of it. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital. And now he's trying to drive us out completely. If the day...
I've been hearing a lot.
Nothing good. Going around acting like he owns them. And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, just need his eminence to sod off back to Orif.
Why, your stall is as...
A question, if you don't mind. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't get me to build a living with what it.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
I heard the dame got an icon to rid the meadows.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies coming in. I mean, look around us. You can see the traders think the Duke's... And if...
You're the one who was talking to His Eminence.
On the Dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted, but what do you think of his plan?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me, listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame, but I've got a family to look. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town or the Empire. If the Duke can get us cement and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bugs.
I left everything.
As long as you remain, the veil will see to your needs.
You are embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know...
Look, what?
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this. Captain.
For you? Certainly. Thank you for... How can I help?
I wanted to ask you, do you intend to go...
To tell you the truth, it's my sworn duty as a...
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier.
That's right.
Well...
Thank you, Clive. Well, thanks.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing, at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Get it, boy!
Ah, Clive, were you able... Well, they...
Sir, I needless then.
I thank...
I don't... What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in. I told the lads I wished... Because I realised what really mattered, not following, protecting. I honestly don't know when those monsters... But I'm certain they're not finished. And when they do come back, we need to stand with you to lead us, milady. It was you who finally convinced me. There's no point...
Indeed.
All of us. That has always been Northreach's best hope. We have only to turn... Thank you, Philippe.
Anything for you. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep... I fear His Eminence has loftier tasks.
Not at all.
Wouldn't be the first time.
There may be hope for Northreach, especially with men like you and I for my part, but I suspect I shall have until then.
Until then?